Hello, dear senior students. How are you? I hope you're doing well. In today's video, we will continue talking about the speaking section in the TOEFL test. To warm up our minds, we are going to brainstorm some ideas from the previous class. So I will give you 10 seconds to think. Time's up. If you mention things like you have to record your voice in the computer, you have 45 seconds to answer, you have to speak about your experiences, there are different questions that you will be asked, then you're right. In today's video, we have a very special guest. I want you to meet a great teacher and friend that I met in the United States. Her name is Natalia, and she's from Moldova. Let me tell you a little bit about her country. Moldova is located in the European continent. It's bordered by Romania and Ukraine. People in Moldova, they speak Romanian and Russian as far as I know. So let's listen to Natalia. She has some tips that she wants to share with you about speaking, about how to improve speaking.
Everyone, I am Natalia, I am an English teacher, I am from Moldova, a faraway country, and most of all I teach high school students. I love them because they are my students and I respect them. During the lesson we try to pay attention to the most important skills. I think everybody knows them. This is reading, listening, writing and speaking. But most of all we pay attention to speaking. Why speaking? I think this is clear. So without speaking, we'll be like lost people. Speaking helps us to develop our ideas, to reflect upon our thoughts, to show our feelings. So it is a bridge that connects people in general. So without speaking, we can't live. And this is the skill that my students know and try to develop day by day. Speaking helps them to speak to their mind. When you express what you have in your heart, so it is easier. I know it's difficult sometimes because we know that the enemy of our speaking is of course our fear. We are afraid not to make mistakes, we are afraid that people will not understand us, we are afraid that it will not be the right word, and all these things sometimes make us to be shy and to be afraid. But what we do during the lesson to develop our speaking skills, there are different ways. This can be music, this can be conversation, this can be a good movie, this can be a discussion, this can be club, all what is possible. I have asked my students, some of them, to make videos and express their thoughts. What is the best way to teach yourself a good speech? So that's why at this moment I think it will be good if you'll watch some of my students, how do they develop their speaking skills, because I can speak a lot about this, but the result, I mean my students, is the best one. That's why I wish you good luck in all your public speakings that you will have. I would like you to listen to my students, what they think that is the best way of teaching yourself speech, a good speech, I mean, and I really hope that you have a good teacher who will develop day by day your speaking skills. I wish you good luck in everything that you are doing, and please enjoy my students, and I hope this will really help you. It was nice to meet you. Bye.
Thank you, Natalia, for sharing those tips with us. So as she mentioned, we're going to meet some of her students that they are going to share also some tips to improve speaking, and they will be part of our next EFL class in Zoom. So our next class is gonna be very special, boys and girls. So I will ask you to be there. Don't miss our next class in Zoom. That will be this Monday, this coming Monday, 27th, April 27th. We can also say that English is not only for studying or working, but English can help us to know about different cultures in the world, and we can connect with people right around the world. We can meet new students, new friends also. Now to continue with the speaking part in the TOEFL test, today we're going to talk about the personal choice task. These type of questions are like, for example, do you prefer to study alone or in groups? And you have to choose one of the two options, and then you have to state your preference. How are we going to answer this type of questions? Well, we're going to use the same structure that I told you in our last class. Exactly, the audio response. So we're going to use that pattern, let's say. However, it's not only the pattern, but we need to take other things into account, like we need to speak in a natural way. You don't need to use complicated words when you're giving your answer to these type of questions in the TOEFL test. What the raters need to check is if you are able to communicate with students and professors in an academic level. We are going to listen to this example from ETS. This is a real example. So please pay attention to this student. Also notice that he has a different accent, like many of us, right? We have different accents.
Now let's listen to an example of a speaking response that received the highest score of 4 out of 4. This is responding to the question about spending time with friends.
I actually only spend time with my friends in restaurants and cafes, almost never at home because my apartment is very small and there is just almost nothing to do. On the outside and in cafes and restaurants, it's much more, there are more people, the atmosphere is usually good, and maybe there's some music playing, or we usually meet to discuss things and meet other people and meet people we do not know possibly. There's always a chance to get to know someone, and it's always exciting. For me, it is much more exciting than just staying at home and in the environment that I know and I'm familiar with. I think that's boring.
Now let's look at this response in terms of our 3 main criteria: delivery, language use, and topic development. First, delivery. His flow of speech is good, and he's easy to understand. And he's able to sustain his speech for the full 45 seconds without repeating himself.
My apartment is very small and there is just almost nothing to do.
With language use, his language is simple and direct, and he chooses his words accurately. He doesn't need to use overly complex vocabulary.
There are more people, the atmosphere is usually good, and maybe there's some music playing or...
Topic development is also strong. He starts by stating his preference for cafes and also says why he doesn't meet his friends at his home, because his apartment is too small and there's almost nothing to do there. And he gives several reasons why cafes are better for him. There's a better atmosphere, often there is music, and he can meet new people.
There's always a chance to get to know someone, and it's always exciting.
So overall, this meets the criteria for a score of 4 out of 4. For more details about how the independent speaking responses are scored, see the speaking scoring rubrics on the TOEFL website.
Okay, boys and girls, after this explanation, you can go ahead and complete the exercises in your book. You have to complete the one on page 334, exercise S20. Now for pages 335 and 336, you have to record your answers, but this is only for practice. Remember, you don't have to send me any recordings. It's just for you, okay? Well, this is all for today, boys and girls. If you have any questions, you know you can contact me through WhatsApp, and I'll be answering you as soon as possible. Please complete all the work. Keep up the good work because I also have to recognize that you have done a great effort, and I appreciate that, boys and girls. Well, I'll see you in our next class. Remember, we have our Zooms class on Monday, 27th, April 27th. See you there. Bye-bye. God bless you.